Yeah. You know, there's this issue that nobody seems to want to admit the evidence that I wasn't in Squim and I wasn't in Brennan. Now, these individuals that are employees of institutions of higher learning, yes. There's some examples of why you can be terminated with or without cause or notice. Breach of confidentiality or violation of student employee privacy. Hmm. You know, I was kind of looking around the Quilcene School District, and more than likely my sons have had to sign a document. And then their mother signed it also. Ooch. Well, as their father, I didn't get notice of dissolution of marriage hearings. I didn't get any of the actual documentation. In fact, I would say yes, that you can't dissolve a United Nations marriage certificate. Now, their mother, right, has been using authority, that she did not lawfully get from the courts. That would be violating the privacy of myself and my sons to be able to talk about what school they're going to go to because of me being a Christian. Oh, I'm going to need every document that they've signed since Heidi abducted them, kidnapped them, Pope, and then made up all kinds of stories about domestic violence and child abuse that never happened. Oh. Now, this breach of confidentiality, it violates student employee policy to continue to enforce a dissolution of marriage where the father did not get any notice of court hearings, didn't get the dissolution of marriage. You didn't have the authority of law to dissolve the marriage, and you never had the authority to give custody of my sons to my wife. Then there's committing a fraudulent act, dishonest act, or a breach of trust. Now, there's the fraud of issuing court orders where you don't protect the rights of the respondent. The dishonest act of ignoring, yes, as in, I don't know if he was in Brennan or not. Poop. I don't know if he was in Squim. There's a breach of trust for each and every employee that cannot have a conflict of interest while being employed. Yes, that they think, well, we don't have to exonerate the accused. We don't have to remove our fraudulent dismissals of court hearings. Now, there's quite a few lawsuits in this 2.14. Yes. Then there's a forgery or alteration of documents. It's not just the forgery. See, each of these academics, they realize what is a forgery and what is the alteration of documents. And usually you would think of plagiarism. In fact, yesterday I found out there were some individuals on television that thought they were going to win the Nobel Prize. But their good friends went to that part of the library that nobody goes to unless they have to have a bibliographical examples of papers that they base their research on. Yes. When they found out a Russian had already said that it was all bullshit, pooch, it would be, oh my gosh, oh boy, yes. As much as you want to win that Nobel Prize, and I myself did want to win it, yes, I thought if I had the innovation that would design new desalinators that would desalinate 2 trillion gallons of fresh water a year, and I would use the salt for salt fusion electricity, that I might get the Nobel Prize, and then I could be like all the rest of those that wanted to get it but couldn't. Now, this forgery of Heidi Lee Budner, yes, she's not my actual wife. She could be the twin of my wife, okay? But I'm going to sue you for fraudulent acts, dishonest acts, breach of trust, conflict of interest.